Welcome back to Satisfactory, guys. In today's episode we're going to make a start with the Turbo Motors factory. Yes, we definitely are today. It's kind of two factories in one because we have to do the radio control unit as well as the turbo motors. They're kind of linked. So to make a start, we're going to extend this little bit of the railway line and then we'll start making the crystal oscillator factory. So the crystal oscillator factory, that's a new one and we haven't made one of them yet. Yep, right, it needs cable, quartz crystal and reinforced iron plates. So we've made most of them before. Actually, we made all of them before, you fool. So luckily there's plenty of quartz crystal here just up the hill. And just down the valley there's plenty of copper nodes, iron nodes, whatever else we're going to need to build the rest of the stuff. So this seems like a prime location for the factory. So finally started to get some pieces of track down and we're under bombardment here. Where the heck is this guy? Oh, he's right below us. It's a fire one, a multi-fire one. We're going to be here for a while. I think we'll have to kill this guy. So a few strafing runs with the jetpack and the guy is now dead. There is a few buddies with him as well, but they're just the regular dogs, so we'll just probably leave them. Hopefully the junction itself will get a nice one here. Unlike the bit next to the computer factory, it still bugs me that I did that a few weeks ago, you know. At some point I'll pull all that apart and rebuild it because every time I drive past it, it really gripes me. But yeah, this one's looking quite good. It is a nice straight piece of track, so hopefully we can get a good join here. And we have a perfect junction. It makes all the difference just joining it all onto a straight piece of track. So hopefully we can get the nice angle. We'll go gradually up the hill here and we'll build the factory. I might actually just go straight ahead past a lot of these rocks and build on the outside. There's quite a bit of a chunk of land and I think it'll be a prime location for a nice big factory. So we'll just build straight ahead, the rock on the left, the rock on the right. As soon as we get past the rock on the right here, this open space, like I said, we'll build the factory here. And oh, dog creature. Can we get this guy? Oh, it's a multi-fire spewing one. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of him because we're going to be building the track in this area. There we go. He's DED. Right, I think it's the last piece of track. Yeah, this should be a good spot now for the factory. The crystal nodes are just to the left-hand side of us. And there's like a sort of path going down to the left hand side all the way down. It's in the sort of swamp area. That's where the iron and the copper nodes are. We'll just bring that all up here. There'll probably be a few dog creatures. I hope we don't get into that cave of spiders again. That was an absolute nightmare. Okay, the plan is we'll put the foundations down, we'll build a train station, then we'll build the factory above that. The idea was I'll get the train station down as quick as I can, so then if I need supplies I can easily come and go as I please. Who knew we could have so much fun dropping dynamite onto dog creatures? They're all dead though, so it was fun. Right, let's get me head back in the room. What are we doing? We need to make quartz crystals, so let's put down plenty of constructors. And yeah, let's just put down plenty of constructors. Now that's wide up. Let's get the lift down. Let's get some crystal up here. Let's start making something. What sort of height is that? Oh, that's as far as we can go down. So let's bring the other one up with a lift and hopefully we can get this level. Does that look level to you guys? About there? Oh wow, that is pretty good, isn't it? I know it goes. So to make life easier, I've virtually just put electric pylons everywhere just so I can fly around constantly up and down all over the place. It actually is making the build a lot quicker, so the factory's going up. I would easily think 50% quicker than originally we used to build factories. The first level is finished and the floors are down for level 2, so now we need some iron. Let's do a quick scan, see how far this thing is away. Oh, pick that up. And a couple hundred meters down the hill, we found our iron node. Let's stick the mine down. And there's the copper node. That wasn't too far either. This feels a bit too easy, doesn't it? Okay, so all you've got to do now is just get the belts all the way back to what will be the Crystal Factory, I guess. The Crystal Oscillator Factory. Give it its proper title, dude. I knew this was going too easy. 2 of the blue fire spew and multi-dog creatures. Right, we're going to get rid of these guys. Because the iron mine's just over the other hand side. This is where I was going to merge the belts and send them up to the Crystal Factory. He's not dying, is he? Come on. Oh, he got us that time. Haha, that's what these guys were protecting. A purple slug. Who'd have thunk it? Right, there's some plant creatures around here. We'll dynamite them. And then hopefully I can start putting the belts down. Yes, I was right. It was too easy, wasn't it? Last of the belts put in, and hopefully this belt will reach. Will it reach? Please reach. Yep, that one or that one. Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. We can sort that out in the factory floor itself. And there we go. Iron and copper, they're on the way up. Next job, we need the copper or the iron smelted, or preferably both if we want to actually make something. Iron ore is now wired up. We're starting to make ingots on the first one, so let's do the rest of the belts. Then essentially all we're making is a reinforced plate factory with a bit of cable, because we're already making the crystal below. When you say quick like that, it sounds like, ooh, 2 floors and we're done. And we're really motoring now. The floor for the copper ingots, that's done as well. But I think I'm running out of supply, so I may have to do a quick jaunt back to base. I'm really glad I put this train line in on the station and go back and forth from the base, get all the supplies I need, and I'll be back again as quick as I can. Fingers crossed I've got everything I need this time. Now on level 4, we'll start making the plates for the reinforced plate factory. Is that right? Yes. This factory, it's going to be in the treetops. I'm not sure how many levels. This could be 8, maybe even 9 in the end. This is number 5 now, so we'll make the wire in this level. I could actually put the cable factory behind it as well, couldn't I? That would make sense. Or should I just go as high as I can? Ooh, it's a pondering thought. So I've calmed myself down a bit. I'm not going to build a skyscraper. We'll just build the cable factory behind the wire factory, and then what next? Ooh, my mind's gone blank. My mind, it has returned. So above this, we'll build a rod factory, then we'll make some screws, then hopefully we'll mash it all together and build a reinforced plate factory. Yes, we're getting there. So the floor with the rods and the screws, that's all done. You've seen us build this a million times before. I didn't think you want to see it for 1,000,001 times. So next level, it'll be the assemblers. We'll put the plates together with the screws, and then we'll make the reinforced plates. So then we're probably going to need one more floor to put the cables, the crystals and the reinforced plates all together. Then we'll make the crystal oscillators. And boom, we win the game. Nope, we still don't win the game. The reinforced plate factory, stick a fork in it, it's done. All we've got left to do now is build the next level, send all 3 items up, and we'll be making crystal oscillators. How easy was that? So, quartz crystals, cables and reinforced plates, that's all we need up to here. Make the crystal oscillators and boom, we're done. This is probably one of the quickest factories I've ever put up. Just need this lift connected and hopefully that'll be the reinforced plates coming up. There we go, they're coming now. Right, let's have a look. We are only making 1 per minute on the crystal oscillator, so I've decided to have 4 machines running that. That should be enough to supply for the turbo motors. Well, the radio control units anyway. I do have plenty of tidying up to do. We need the lifts going down to the station. We'll wire that up, and then at some point I'll put all the walls on this thing, tidy it all up, make it look lovely and pretty, so it'll win a Miss Beauty pageant somewhere. And then next job, what we're going to do next. Next job, we'll probably have to do the oil refinery. I'm undecided here. We could do something new. Are you ready for this? What I'm going to do, we'll just pump the oil to the station, and then we'll transport the oil to the big factory. Instead of normally, we just transport the oil, we'll make the plastics. I fancy doing something slightly different today. I don't know if you remember, but when we were building the main line, I pointed this little bit out. It's a nice oil field here. I think it's got 4 nodes, but I'm pretty sure it's affected by quite a few dog creatures. Yep, there's a blue one there. I can definitely see a normal fire one there. Is there a third one behind it as well? Right, we'll have to clear these guys out first before we can build anything. Hopefully that's the last one. I'm looking around, can't see any others. Yeah, we look good now. So there is 4 nodes. We'll put down the oil extractors and then we'll figure out how high this needs to be. Probably roughly in line with the main line would make it easy to build, I'm thinking. Oh, that one's only 60 per minute. What's this one? 120 and number 3. That's another 120 and number 4. Oh, collect all these. And that one. And that's another 60. So what I think I'll do, I'll link a 120 and a 60 together. And then we'll probably do a little bit of overclocking. Because we are going to need quite a bit of plastic. This section of track has a slight curve to it. So I'm slightly worried the junctions are going to be brilliant. But hopefully we'll mess about with it for a little bit and get it really perfect. So next up, let's build the actual train station. We'll just go straight ahead. What I'm thinking of, we could actually have the in station, like the track. We'll go to the left of this little mountain, come around the other side, and then I'll build the whole factory, terminal station, oil storage area on the right hand side of this rock. Yeah, I think that'll work. At this sort of height level, I think I'm going to get some clipping. If I went a bit lower, we probably could avoid it, but that would make it more complicated having to go down from the main line slightly. Yeah, I'm just going to have to live with the clipping. You're not even going to see it really, are you? So if it comes around here, this is the way you come into the station. And then, oh, do we split a line into 2 different junctions? Will that work? Normally we just incorporate one giant junction for the track, like left and the right hand track. Ooh, yeah, we're going to have to sort of join the tracks up together, otherwise it might look a tad ugly. Let's get the track built first. The majority of the tracks done now. I did have to do 2 junctions because I couldn't see a way to join the tracks together, just to split them off again. So, oh, I don't know, what do you think, having 2 little junctions? Does it look okay? I'm not sold on it. The only other idea I had was actually moving the entire thing, which I didn't really want to do. For now, I'll live with it. Granted, how often will I be up here? Just pretend it's not there. That's all we'll do. We'll just ignore it. This tiny section of curb was a right pain. Finally figured it out. So now let's put all the pylons down. I'm just going to put them straight into the mountains. How many will we need around here? Maybe another 2, I'm thinking. Yeah, 2 at most. Like gap, but we need one there. We may get away with it, I'm not sure. No, let's put one in anyway. Just to keep it so it looks just right. Yeah, we'll put it about there. Right, that's the last of the foundations done. Right, the idea I had in my mind was, we'll put 2 big storage tanks down here. So 2 pumps are pumping into one tank and 2 pumps are pumping into the other. So when the train comes to the station, there's always a massive reserve of oil whenever it needs it. That's me thinking anyway. Just got to line these up and make sure we've got enough room for all the pipe work. So I can't put it too close to the terminal stations. Put the second tank there. Ooh, should we have the pipe come straight out, or should I have it come in roughly where the other pipe is? Should I have it come out? What do you guys think? I do like clean designs. Does that look okay? I normally have 2 coming in at the same point. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I do like the clean design look, so I'm going to do this. Instead of having the pipes being on the inside, I'm going to do it on the outside so you can actually see it, like spin off. I could have done it on the inside, but I'm thinking let's do something a little bit different. Doing that to there, is that the right height? That looks pretty good. That to there. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. That looks alright. So like I said before, we'll join a 60 and a 120 together, put that into a single pipe, then we'll do the other one exactly the same. Is that going to fit? Can we get around this okay, do you think? Hopefully we can. So pipework's all done. Now we need just to get the oil up here. How many pumps are we going to need? 1 for sure. Maybe 2 on that little angle coming off the pump. I'm not sure. Let's put 1 in for now and we'll figure it out. Yeah, the pump pressure, it just wasn't quite right. Oil actually was going into the tanks just at a pretty slow rate actually. And the flow rate in the pipes going up wasn't great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pump here on each one of the oil extractors. Just on this little up section here. Hopefully that'll increase the pipe pressure and we'll get enough oil in the storage tanks now. Is that like now? Yeah, that's gone up an awful lot. Look at that. 300-400 now. I think it was hitting 5 there as well. The tanks, they're filling up nicely, so now let's run a pipe to each one of the fluid stations. I'm going to have, there's 4 fluid stations, so each tank will supply 2 of them, because I'm going to have a train running 4 tankers. Just to keep the flow rate the same on both sides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a valve in, and then if this will fit, yes, the way, that's it. Then we'll keep the flow rate on both of the pipes exactly the same, because in theory one of them could fill up a little bit quicker than the other, which is, I don't really want that. What could we set it at? 250 maybe? That should be more than enough. And one on the other tank as well. Again, another 250. So the maximum flow rate's 500. We're easily pumping 500 from the oil extractors down below into the tank. So eventually the tanks will fill up nicely. Right, that's the other side done as well. The flow rate on the pipes looks good, and the actual tanks on the fluid stations, they're filling up nicely. So everything seems to be wired up now. All we've got to do now, we need the walls on and the roof. Make the rest of the track look pretty with the pylons. Then I think this oil station, it's all ready to go. So since I couldn't do like the pylon legs on both sides of the factory, I decided what the back section it's held in by girders and that goes into the rock face. The front part of the factory, that's its regular self where it's just on take 2 pylon legs. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Delete that. And I think that's it done. It looks okay. What do you guys think? The fluid stations themselves, they're all full. So I think we're done here. I think the only thing we've got to do now is we'll start building the factories for the radio control unit / turbo motors. After it'll drive along the track, I'm thinking I like this area. What do you think? If we build the factory, the start height of the factory is roughly the level of the train track. We should be already above all the trees. Yeah, that's looking good. We'll build the foundations here and we'll put the train stations in. We're going to need quite a few train stations in the end. One for the oil, one for the oscillators, and we have other stuff coming here as well. Well, rubber, coolant systems. So we're going to need at least 3 stations, I'm thinking. And we're going to need an outstation as well. So in the end, we're probably going to have at least 4 stations. Wow, that is a serious size factory. Let's put it on a big storage container here. I'll fill it with loads of crap. Then next time I go to base, I can get even more crap. So hopefully it'll cut down on my journey times. I seem to be going back to base an awful lot. It's a 10-minute round trip roughly by the time you filled your pockets with everything you need. So hopefully this should cut down on journey times anyway. A couple of less journeys. Ultimately, at some point, I think I'm going to have to build 2 bases. One in the south, then one in the north. Then when I need building materials, it's a shorter distance to go and get some, essentially. Right, I'm not liking that look. A lot of the trees are poking through the concrete foundation, so we're going to have to raise this up somehow and keep the junction. Can we get a little rise from this section of track, do you think? Yeah, we'll try and do that. Well, I think that should crack it. Let's put some foundations, see if we're high enough now. I'm actually trying to avoid cutting all the trees down. I like how pretty the game looks and I want to keep it that way. And currently the vegetation doesn't grow back. When it does, then I won't care. Right now I kind of do care, because where we've got our main base, I've virtually chopped down every single tree, bit of grass, whatever can be cut down, I've done it. And it looks very bland. So I want to make bases that look pretty with the surrounding area. Yeah, Greta loves me as well. The footprint of this factory, it's going to be massive. It's going to be at least twice this size. I mean, look, we have 2 stations already. We're going to need another 2 at least. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the biggest factories I've ever done. Size-wise, not tall. With the heavy frames factory, I think that is pretty much the tallest thing. I think that's 9 floors. Yeah, this thing's going to be, what, the refineries, one more after that, maybe 3 or 4 floors, that'll be it. But it'll be pretty wide. That's the word I'm looking for, wide. Next, let's start putting the refineries down. How many we're going to need? That's a very good question. So essentially, it's a computer factory, isn't it? So we need circuit boards, and then we're going to need plastic for the actual computers themselves. Don't know, 10 maybe? I really should write all this stuff down. So I've had a quick look at the other factories, and around 15 is a safe number to build. So I put 15 down. They're all wired up for electricity. So now I've just got to put the pipes down. And this time I've got to get the pipes downstairs from the station. Yeah, something new again. Wow, it's a day first all round. Right, I've been working my little virtual socks off. I virtually need a new pair of them. All the refineries are done. They're all piped up. I've even put the extra ones in to turn the heavy oil into coke. The awesome sink is down. So next up, we need to figure out the pipework from downstairs. But also, I'm going to have to put the outline going back onto the main line from the two stations. Otherwise, we won't have a loop for the trains to come in and go out again. Currently, we just put this in quite roughly. As long as it joins up, that's the main thing. Later on, we're going to have to really get the angles right on this. I should do it now, but I just want to get part of this factory up and running. Make sure it works. Because piping the oil in by train, that's a whole new thing. I just want to make sure it works, really. Put that extra track back in. That'll give us the junction. And I think that's the loop completed. Is this okay down here? That's looking good. Yeah, I think that's done. Check the platforms. We need to unload, don't we? And this freight platform, these need to unload as well. Yeah, make sure they're all set in the right way. Next step to do is, I think we'll put the pipe work in. Then we can actually get the train running, make sure this whole system works. And then we can do something else, because I'm starting to worry about these pipes, actually. Do you put 4 in or 2? I think we'll just put 2 in, and then 2 of the stations will join onto 1. Essentially, like we'll have at the other end. We'll just make a repeat of that. Comes down 1. That should be good. Join the rest of the pipes up. Then we just got the main one to do. Take it upstairs, and then that should be all the pipe work finished. Join out of there, and there we go. Fantastic. Can't believe that's worked. We probably will need to put a couple of pumps in, but apart from that, that should be it done. Next, right, we need to get some more of the parts for the computers, because we are going to need screws, and we're going to need to make circuit boards, and to make circuit boards we need copper sheets. So we're going to have to make a little factory. I'm thinking we'll put it near where the crystal oscillator factory is, because there's a few nodes in that sort of area. Then we'll ship the parts to that station, then they'll have that train deliver it to this factory. That's my idea anyway. So we're back in the swamp area. I did underestimate how far away this copper node actually was. You can see the crystal factory in the foreground there, but it's through some nasty pieces of swamp. I've had to kill a lot of creatures. Then I saw this and I couldn't resist it. So let's pick up the slug and then we'll try and get to the copper node. I am moving through this swamp really carefully. I'm just going pull at a time. See what I mean? There's big spiders. There's fire dogs. Oh, there's another one. They're just absolutely everywhere. On the plus side is there was an awful lot of slugs in here as well. Oh, that's anti-aircraft fire. That's what it looks like when you're in a plane. Let's see if we can blow this guy off. Come on. Just got to time this right. On that time? Yes, he's DED. Right, just got the dog guy to get. Okay, finally made it to the copper node. This has actually took a long time. There's a lot of gas fields, there's a lot of spiders, there's a lot of dogs, there's a lot of bees, and it's an awful place to be. It's easily the second worst place in the game. Right, I think I've killed everything now. There was one little spider left. Let's put the miner 3 down and let's start weaving the belts all the way back to where I'm going to build the factory. There's an I node right at the start of this swamp, but there's just no copper nodes. So this is the only thing I can think of doing. Unfortunately, I won't get that done today. Time has just getting away from us totally, guys. I'm sorry. So we'll finish this off in the next episode. We'll do the turbo motors, more things are bound to go wrong. The 2 motors, it's just an awful recipe. So, thanks for watching today, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time for some more Satisfactory. Bye for now.